Donald Trump has appended US policy in 6 months. Conventional wisdom is out, Trumpian logic is in. It's most visible in his India policy. You see, India and the US were not always friends. We started off on the wrong foot. Washington supported Pakistan in the 20th century and India was closer to Moscow. Things only started improving in the 1990s when the Cold War finally ended. Successive governments tried to deepen ties between India and the US. They tried to overcome the historical roadblocks. Enter Trump 2.0. India was happy to see him return to the White House, but what did we get in return? Crippling tariffs. India faces 25% reciprocal tariffs plus another 25% for buying Russian oil, so in total 50% tariffs. Trump officials are attacking India every day. They make it seem like it's India and not Russia that invaded Ukraine. But now there is pushback. Prominent American commentators and ex-officials are speaking out, like Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley was Trump's ambassador to the United Nations. In 2024, she also ran for president. She says Trump's policy is a strategic disaster. In fact, let me quote from what she said. India must be treated like the prized, free and democratic partner that it is, not an adversary like China. Scuttling 25 years of momentum with the only country that can serve as a counterweight to Chinese dominance in Asia would be a strategic disaster. That's what Nikki Haley has said, and she's not alone. She represents the conventional thinking in Washington, a short-term and long-term mission. In the short term, the US needs India to diversify, to shift supply chains from China. In the long term, the US needs India to contain China. Again, let me quote Nikki Haley. Simply put, China's ambitions will have to shrink as India's power grows, yet, unlike communist-controlled China, the rise of a democratic India does not threaten the free world. Then you have John Bolton. He was Trump's national security advisor in the last term. He too is cautioning the White House. This is what he said. When Trump slapped tariffs on India for buying Russian oil, but not China, which also purchases Russian oil, it may have pushed India further into the Beijing-Moscow axis. This lack of focus by the Trump administration is an unforced error. Bolton says India has been singled out. He says the tariffs are inexplicable. Another US analyst went a step ahead. That's Professor Jeffrey Sachs. He is calling these tariffs sabotage, also the stupidest tactical move in US foreign policy. Now, clearly, all of them dislike this pivot, but do they have fixes? Nikki Haley does. She is proposing 2 moves. One is a direct meeting between Trump and Modi. Both men have a good equation. She is betting on that chemistry to pull through. The second is devoting more diplomatic resources to India like they do with China or Israel. For instance, there is still no US ambassador in India. Joe Biden's appointee has left and Trump is yet to name his successor. Now, we partially agree with these views. Yes, the India-US relationship is very important. It should not be abandoned overnight. That seems to be the thinking in New Delhi as well. Despite Trump's attacks, New Delhi has been calm. No outbursts, no stinging rebuttals. Instead, India has responded with actions, like its outreach to China, its engagement with Russia. There's an understanding that this pivot is Trumpian. It is not a nationwide sentiment. Having said that, the likes of Nikki Haley and John Bolton must realize something. We are not here to be pawns. We are not here to contain China or to be your bulwark against the Communist Party. India's policy has been strategic autonomy. New Delhi works with every major world power, and that includes the United States of America. Do not interpret that as interest in joining the US alliance, because India is not open to that. New Delhi was never going to abandon Russia, or the BRICS, or the Global South, or even China for that matter. India looks at relationships on their merit. I don't think even pro-India American voices realize that. As for Donald Trump, he's done us a favor. His actions have brought back old memories, memories of America targeting and sanctioning India, memories of America arming Pakistan. It took 25 years to start moving on from that bad experience. But thanks to Donald Trump, we are back to square one.
Firstpost now available in 9 languages on YouTube. English,
a $36 trillion.
French,
Le FMI, comme
German,
Geschäftsführenden Direktor
Hindi,
$30 trillion ka-charge
Indonesian,
pemerintah tanpa pemeriksaan.
Italian,
Sekali radikali.
Japanese,
$4 trilhão euro.
Portuguese,
Por causa do próprio balanço patrimonial.
Spanish.
Beautiful bill.
Go to Settings, click on Audio Track and select a language of your choice. Be the first to know what's happening around you in your first language. Firstpost.